I'm more interested in helping people and getting them to help themselves and giving them the tools, hence my next two books, which is called The Sacred Code, which is the universal laws, and the companion book is called The Sacred Code, The Tools. And these are books that are soft cover, smaller, easier to travel with, and basically gives them everything that they need if they're willing to do the work. And let's see, what else do? I work murder cases.
You work on murder cases?
Yes, I work on murder cases.
Oh, that I didn't know.
Yes, I work on murder cases.
For the local police and various localities.
Families and police. And I do that for charity. I will not take money for that, to bring closure, to bring peace. I also work as a medical intuitive, as you know.
Yes.
And that's something I get a great satisfaction out of when I'm able to help people or save their life or stop something or preventing something, when there's so much more life to live. And I also work with children. I do spiritual counseling with children. And, I write children's books too. So I have a spiritual jewelry line.
You do everything.
Yeah, I don't know about everything, but I do a great deal of things.
We'll continue in just a moment, right after this short break, with my special guest again, Michelle Whitedove. Please don't go away. This is Steve Steinberg speaking. I hope that you're finding value in tonight's episode of Dazzle Unlimited. If you'd like to comment on tonight's topic, or if your company might wish to advertise on the Dazzle Unlimited television series, please let us know. You can email us at dazzle@dazzleunlimited.com. Remember, Dazzle Unlimited airs in Southern Manhattan on Time Warner Cable TV Channel 35 every Wednesday evening in prime time at 8:30 p.m. Please make a note of it. And now, back to tonight's episode of Dazzle Unlimited. Welcome back to tonight's Dazzle Unlimited. I'm Steve Steinberg. Again, my special guest is Michelle Whitedove, America's #1 psychic. That's the title that she's been given. You can make your own decisions about that, but I think she's very interesting and has a lot to offer to us. And let's get back to my interview then with Michelle. The area of intuition, especially people in their everyday lives, how can they tune into their intuitive sense or recognize that they even have it? And how can they be sure that their intuition, not the mind, but the intuition, what it's telling them, is correct and a reasonable way to go? And as part of that question, I should read my encyclopedia of questions here, for people who are in business, because that's a large part of our viewership here. I mean, I have read many articles in major journals, business journals, that some of the top CEOs have gotten to that level of success through following their intuition as opposed to the numbers and the calculations.
That is correct.
So what can you tell us about all of this?
Well, the intuition is superior to the conscious mind and even the subconscious mind. So we all have that intuitive feeling. Some people call it intuition. Some people call it a gut feeling, a sixth sense. Some people call it psychic. That's not my favorite word, to be honest, because I think America has a bad taste in their mouth and they think psychic. Oh, is that a Swami? Is that a palm reader? Are they reading cards? And being that I'm naturally gifted, it's for me just natural and normal and automatic. And actually, at an early age, I made the assumption that everyone was using their intuition and seeing things and doing things like I was. And it took me till about the age of 8 to go, no, they're not seeing these things, and really tapped into it. I mean, there are many people that I've spoke to that they said, yeah, I've had times where I just got a bad feeling and I knew that I didn't particularly care for that person, and I found out I was right. Or, something stopped them from maybe jumping in the car and going about their day, or they took a different route, which ended up maybe saving their life because they were listening to that gut feeling. And sometimes we do it even where we're not conscious of it. Everyone has intuition. You can develop it by learning to realize that it's not something you have to think about or analyze or mull over. It's something that just comes to you. It's a knowing.
And is it also something that you shouldn't think about and
No.
analyze? And
You shouldn't think about it. You shouldn't analyze it, because that's the conscious mind, the ego getting in the way. So what I do is, you can't deny something that exists, because it persists. So I simply just thank my ego for graciously moving over and allowing my higher self, also known as the intuition or higher self, or the voice of spirit, to guide me, because they always lead us out of harm's way and take us where we need to go to follow our purpose, our life's contract. And since I've been listening to it as a little girl, I have found it has always been correct. It has only been when I have not chose to listen to it that I have found myself in trouble, or in a difficult situation that I could have avoided if I listened to my intuition. But I got caught in the mind, and started thinking about it and going, oh, that sounds crazy, And many of us do that and go, oh, that just isn't logical, and,
Exactly. I mean, what do you do in that situation
Right.
when
Well,
you're being pulled in two directions?
Well, for me, it's no longer a struggle, because you can fine-tune it and learn to listen to it more and more. And as you listen to it, you realize it's always right. So you build trust in that and confidence in that connection with spirit, knowing that you are a part of something greater that created you. And then as you build this form of trust and communication through prayer, meditation, and just learning to listen to it because it's always accurate, then you don't doubt it anymore. Then as it comes to you, you just go, okay, and you do it, and you find you're right where you should be. It's only when you get that feeling and you go, oh no, some of us we take a little bit longer to learn. We have to bump our head up against the same wall maybe a few times. Some people are stubborn, or they're just very analytical. And even I am a skeptic. I think some skepticism is healthy, because unfortunately in my field, which for me it's not just a career or profession, it's a way of life, it's who I am, people are not in their integrity, and not everyone is what they say they are. And there's a lot of fakes and phonies, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
But we do have that in all professions, but more so in mine, really, I have found. We get a worse rep than the lawyers.
Well,
no offense to the lawyers, because I know there's great ones out there, But at the same, it's all walks of life. So everyone has it, and that's why I try to empower people and teach and give them the tools and say, see, you can do this too. For instance, we get a lot of information in the dream state that people aren't told to pay attention to that, because due to socially, politically, religions, government, some of our experiences, or what our family tells us, we will limit ourselves or say, well, dreams are just dreams, they're nothing, I just go to sleep and they don't make sense. But once you learn to tap into the dream state, which is really the spirit world, it's like a doorway, you'll find that you can get a lot of information that way too, without scaring the heck out of you.
But isn't it also said from a psychological standpoint that dreams are simply the mind trying to rework something in the subconscious that the conscious mind couldn't work out? So it's more like...
It's that too, yeah. The subconscious is working and will work out things, our fears, or, different things, or maybe something that you were worrying about as you went to sleep, and then you had a dream about it, and it's just your fear, your subconscious mind. But when you get into the deep alpha states, and when the soul will step out of the body, what we call out-of-body experience, and have a very vivid lucid dream, that you have more clarity and insight and wisdom than you do here in this realm, in this life, you go, wow, okay, that definitely got my attention. And people have had those experiences where they've had very vivid lucid dreams where they got information, or they had a loved one come through and, and gave them a message. And that just goes to show there is more meaning to it. We do get solutions to our problems. We do get premonitions. We do.